Peace, family. I'm gonna go over just some offices real quick. Why I do what I do. Right? So, for those who know me, this is Brother XiAmaruAi. For those who don't, peace and blessings to you all. Uh, Hopefully, we can learn something today as a unit. This is for only educational purposes only. Uh, I'm not giving no daggone legal advice. If you need any legal advice, please go seek yourself a competent attorney. I'm only here to just bring information to the people. It's up to you to go study this information yourself, research yourself, and come up with your own conclusion. You know, it, with this corona going on, I'm sure a lot of us in our time of research. So take this time to do that. And of course, during the corona, unfortunately at the same time, a lot of you guys are forced to actually live certain lives and change your diet, change your habits. So I'm gonna give my donation back to the world, back to the earth as a steward of the earth, and having the meaning of all these things that I was placed here to be a trustee over, and also to benefit from, as a child of the Most High. But let's jump into it, y'all. Okay, so I'm a big fan of doing a name correction. All right, and that's because a name correction, takes you out of the jurisdiction, so to speak. I'm saying so to speak because it's only depending on how you do it. If you do it the incorrect way, you will still remain in their jurisdiction just with a new name, a new title. All right? So I'm saying that to kind of tell people, don't be listening to what everybody tell you to do. Don't even listen to what I'm telling you to do. All right? Because there's many ways to skin this cat. Okay? Matter of fact, I don't like skinning cats. I don't see the fun in that. All right? So how about many ways we can, cut this grass? I don't know. But let's go. Let's keep going though. But if you really honestly, y'all, put any of your appellation names on any of their public documentation, like you changing your name to the social, the appellation to the social security card and putting it on, the birth certificate, you just rebonded yourself. You just put yourself right back in the same situation you were trying to get your ass out of. All right, because you don't own that fucking sheet of paper. You lose that birth certificate. You lose that social security number. You going back to the ass to get another. And the latter may not have made much sense with a former, okay? Because even if I kept the original name on there, I still would have to go to them for these instruments. Yes, indeed. But when you put your name on that birth certificate, they rebonded. They make a new bond out of it. You gotta have someone. You have to have your own expression of a title. You don't allow them to express the title for you. And because that's already an asset out there floating, a bond it really is. You need to treat it as an asset, as a state property, to be more specific and precise. Okay? So when you go do your name correction, y'all, when you do your name correction, not change, name correction, all right? Because again, you cannot correct what you never did have. You can't go from my mama named me John Henry Doe to Rael Sharik Bay and correct it and say that's a correction. That was not your fucking name. Your mother and your father gave you this name. Oh, my name came to me by some slaves. Well, it's unfortunate, and we can go back and forth on that. We can. Very unfortunate part of our history. We know we've been stripped of our true titles that was inherited to us. But just because you're going to change your name to Bay don't mean you was really a fucking Bay before your title was stripped. And then on top of that, you inherited the name regardless. It's been passed down to you. So in all actuality, you have inherited the name, and the name has equities hitting within it. Anything that you pass down is an inherited right with beneficiaries attached to it. There's some substance behind that name. They may be able to access some things hidden within that name about you that you don't even know. So when you go and change or correct your name to an appellation, you're doing it wrong, in my opinion. You can only give notice that that name exists. You better not be going to no court asking them to change it, because you're asking an opposite jurisdiction to grant you a name that was already granted to you by another jurisdiction. When I talk to name correction, I'm telling them, yo, there was some errors. Please correct it. Something was wrong. Something's not right. This is who I really am. This is what my mother and father titled me, but they were incompetent to title or express the title that should have been expressed upon my forthcoming. Okay. Now, I think my screen kind of blacked out. I apologize. Now, so you're a gift from the Most High. A gift. Look at what a gift is. Love and affection is a gratuitous gift. Love and affection is a gratuitous gift. Okay? And the spirit was given to you, your mother in her womb, as a gift. Your mother turned around and gave you a title, which was your first and so-called middle name. Middle names are not recognized in the eyes of law. She gave you this title, right? As the executor and administrators over your estate, which is your mother and your father. Okay? And what we have to do is honor our mother and our father. Okay? And you know how when you were out in public, or you did something crazy, your mom would be like, you represent me when you out there in that public. Right? When you go to the Thompson or the Richardson or the Robinson or, family reunion. These are the names you are representation of this inheritance. It was passed down to you. So you have to honor your mother and your father. Yes, they may have been ignorant of what was going on, but that's where forgiveness comes. You have to forgive those who don't know. Your parents in this situation. So when you go and honor your proper title, you in your proper standing. You have a proper name. You're no longer capitis diminutio maxima. You're now capitis diminutio minima, which minima is giving you all of your civil rights and liberties. Maxima is taking them. You have none. You're a bondage slave. When you do the name correction, you're doing the termination of the guardian and ward relationship, and you're separating you between it. And now you have that correction done in your proper standing with a proper name status, your proper standing, because now you have a proper name, so you're in your proper standing. Now you can go and do contracts without being deemed competent or ignorant, or competent or a ward. You'll be deemed, or insane. You'll be deemed competent. You can go do contracts without no one challenging your competency now, because you have an order showing that you are competent. Okay? Now I got that little tidbit out the way because I had to express that to you so I can show you why I have the name change. I mean, really supposed to put a correction, but I said name change because their form is going to say name change. Your petition is what's going to say name correction for educational purposes only, of course. If you're not skilled or knowledgeable of these things, don't go out here doing this stuff and messing up for everyone else, or even messing yourself up. Before you do anything, study it with a fine-tooth comb and make sure. Because you're going to be the one that's going to court, not these gurus, not me, not your friends. Okay, you're going to be the one that's going to go in front of that judge. And they can give you as much information they want you that the so-called would help you. If you don't know how to express certain things, it's no good for you. They can tell when you just copy paste some stuff and you just wrote it on paper, you know, just a little bit to get by. They can tell. That's to the judge. All right. So back to it. So when you do that name correction, you're coming now as the grantor's office. Why you're in the grantor's office? Because now you can grant title. You have donor power. You can give title away now. Okay? In the office of the grantor as your proper name because you are the creator. So you are the grantor because you are the creator. So now you can create and give away titles. All right. Now, when you are outside of court, you are deemed in their eyes, and also you are in actuality, because you are the trustee, you have the dominion over the things on the earth, animals, the farmland, all that stuff. And that estate name is considered a farmland. It's agriculture, it's property, it's commercial, it's a fiction. It keeps the economy going. May agree or disagree. But that bill and that mail with your name on it is what keeps the economy going. And when they send you a bill, you're deemed a trustee, and they're saying to you, hey, well, we can't get paid. Because the estate has a block on it, and I can't get paid. So they send a transmitting utility bill, right, in the mail, which is a deliverance or conveyance or a transfer, which you accept as the trustee, especially when you open it, right? Because they can't get paid, they're asking you, well, where's the money? It's your duty to send it to the estate. Once you send it to the estate, right? So the lowercase, all lowercase name here, and these, how I got the upper and lowercase and front and back, all that stuff, that's important because these are different personas. These are different hats you can name, you can wear, because really nobody's known by a name. These are just titles. I said before, you can name your dog from Smoke to Smokey to Spot if you fucking wanted to. Someone can find your dog and name it from Roscoe to Jocko. It's titles. And that dog will eventually get used to being called Jocko. Well, let's continue. You know, for example, we all got nicknames, right? All right, so the all lowercase sends a transmitted utility, which is the bill, to the estate. The estate, which is the occupative executor office of the all caps, right? Because that's an estate. It's an estate is a name accumulation of, showing accumulation of assets and liabilities. But that's last, first, middle, right? In upper and lowercase, he's sending it to him. And say, hey, yeah, it's a bill down here, and they talking about they want me to pay it. I don't know if you gave them the authority to collect on these funds like this, but I mean, something's going on. I need you to take care of this estate. Because an estate is the highest office on the ecclesiastical side. It's not even an entity. It's just an office, and it's a temporary office. The estate office doesn't last forever. It's only temporary. Well, that's another topic. Okay, so you send it to the estate takes it, gives notice to the party who sent it to you, hey, has been transferred into the estate, now it's estate property. What is your warranted of authority? Who gave you the warranted authority to collect this QSIPs and the securities and, to administrate this estate? You let them know it's estate property. And I'm not going to get into what else you would do. I just wanted to show you a little bit. So from the estate, it goes to the living estate trust, which is your whole name. Your first, middle, last name, living estate trust. And I got case ID number. Yes, because that case is going to be going forward ID. If I'm saying I'm not the all caps, from the social to the bank debit card to the driver's license to the birth certificate, if I'm saying I'm not that, then why would I be saying, you can carry those IDs, but again, that's another topic, how you would do that. But why would I walk around and say that's me if I have a judge order saying this is me, and I use that case as my ID? Why not? You can't say it's not me. You can't say I can't use that as an identifier, because that was the purpose of me doing the name correction, to properly identify who I really am. But from the estate, it goes to the living estate trust. This is a living estate. You are alive. All right? And in this trust, for my tribal trust, I have my tribal trust as my trustee. That's my way of doing it. And I'll have an LLC as a trustee for the public side. That's also my way of doing it. To each his own. Educational purposes only. But this is how the chain of title really moves. Okay? You have to have a chain of title. And you have to have an estate before you have a trust, because the estate is the property that you put the trust. The estate is the property that you'll put in the trust. And all these numbers, public identities, are considered abandoned. The only way that I see, many ways to skin the cat as usual, but the only way I really see that it can go from straight to the trustee, straight to the trust itself, is if you're coming as the grantor already. So if you're coming from the very top, the office of grantor, then you can just transfer to the living estate trust. But if it's a public bill that you had out there and that you haven't claimed that as your estate property, is already assumed abandoned, so you got to go back and claim that property. Okay? And you got to claim that property via putting it back into the estate from which it was lost at sea, because you were absent or whatever it had been, whatever assumption they're using. Okay? And then from the estate to the trust. But if it's a new contract, you can come straight from the grantor's office. All right? And then from that point, this is where it gets pricey, but you'll get an asset holding trust. Because now you're trying to do private banking, because you're going to use those deeds, so certificate of deposits, as securities. You're dealing with private brokers and banks to do those conversions. And then you move that to offshore. And of course, probate court is an option. Because the name itself is a probative estate. And all estates are probative. Educational purposes only. Oh, well, you can't probate a death certificate. Why can't you? They're prohibited from making a death certificate So upon a stillborn's birth, because what? They give a birth certificate with a stillborn. They don't give a death certificate. So are you insinuating a death certificate and a birth certificate are the same, or they can be interchangeable? Because if I had a stillborn, I'm sorry for those who had that, but if you have a stillborn, they don't give you a death certificate. They give you a birth certificate. So this is some things that I wanted to put out there. Like I said, I didn't want to be long. I may go in more in depth soon, but I'm letting you know these are how I move. If you want clarity on how I navigate, I think this is probably be the best way. Got my grantor's office. I got the trustee who's this man just chilling. He don't do nothing but chilling, receive things that are those old estate bills that are being blocked. I got the executor office, and I got my living estate trust, and you have your asset holding trust, and then you got your probate ID. In that order. Or not even that order. But again, there's many ways to skin this cat, y'all. My LLC will be my trustee, along with my tribal trust for my living estate trust. Right? Again, you guys, just for educational purposes only. I hope this kind of clears some things up for you without giving you too much details or giving you too much on this platform called Facebook, YouTube, or whatever I'm going to have this uploaded on. Definitely do your due diligence of studying. I do not depend on the next man to study for you. Do not depend on me. Go check my information. You know? Challenge me by challenging yourself. Because I'm not trying to debate. I don't do that debate stuff. If it's working for you, whatever magic works for you, works for you. Who am I to tell you not to do it if it's working? Okay? But again, I hope you can learn something from this here. I hope you gain something from it. Pass it on. Friends and family. Take this time serious, y'all. We're in a season where things are really going to change for a lot of people. So if you really want to protect your family and your home, I suggest you get a trust state set up. I suggest you start getting your health kits ready, your survival kits ready, military training. And I don't mean out here being a damn belligerent, but get yourself prepared to have a ground fight. Be able to shoot a gun properly without pointing it sideways, so on and so forth. All right. And just educate yourself, y'all. Let's educate yourself in all areas of life, because this right now is teaching a lot of us, forcing a lot of us to be sovereigns right now. But yeah, I'm gonna digress. Peace, love, wholeness, and if you like the video, drop comments. If you got questions, drop the comments down on the video. Down on the comment box, and you can have any questions. You can link with me at XiAmaruAi It's T-Ali, XiAmaru. And my Cash App, if you like to do a donation, is $She, XiAmaru Ali. That's She, which is XiAmaru Ali with the $ in front of the X. Peace, blessings, and prosperity to you all. I'm out.